Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. Now that the game has been out for around a week now, honestly just actually a week since the release night, I want to make a video talking about some 5 class setups that I think are very good in this game, whether you're trying to get a nuclear or just get more kills and be better at the game overall. These class setups are pretty try-hard setups and they will help you in I went into this with the mindset of getting nuclears, staying on streaks, and staying alive. But that is basically meaning just playing good in the game, because this game is all about staying alive and getting your streaks, as I mentioned in my previous tips videos. Anyway, drop a like on this thing, a little bit of a late night upload, the second upload of the day, and I'll see you guys in the morning upload tomorrow after this one, of course. But drop a like, let's go for 1,500 likes, smack that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. The support has been amazing. Please subscribe if you guys are new, drop a like, and let's get right into it. Now, first thing I want to say is these class setups sort of revolve around not having scavenger, which is, of course, if you're trying to go on a kill streak, you would think you would need scavenger, right? But the reason behind that is I use this team support crash, and team support crash is so damn good with these going on streaks, going for nuclears, staying alive, getting streaks, getting more kills, because you get 2 birds, or basically like 3 birds with 1 stone. You get the TAC 5 weapon, which heals everyone on your team up to 200. You can use it when your heal is down from not running stim shot. If you have acoustic sensor, there's of course time between when you can heal. I think it's like 4 or 5 seconds right after you stab yourself until the next time you can use this to heal through that. The assault packs also drop down, of course, give you more ammo, so you don't have to have the need to use scavenger, because every time you run out of ammo, you should have an assault pack, and then if you pick that up, run out of ammo in that one, you'll probably have another assault pack, most likely by that time. And then basically also you get a mini hardline, I like to say, with the assault pack. Basically, when you are shooting people and getting kills, you get an extra 25 points on top of that each, just for running that when you have picked up an assault pack. So keep that in mind, that is the specialist I would use with all of these class setups. And let's get into these 5 setups. Now, these setups are, I've made a best class setup for each gun, and these setups are more investing yourself into going for gunfights and going for staying alive on streaks. Obviously, a nuclear is a 30 gun streak. Well, as of right now, you can kind of use the strike team kills to count, but you guys know what I mean. It's a big deal staying on streaks, and the way to stay on streaks is to win gunfights. So that's what these class setups are revolved around. So, they may be a little bit different from the class setups that I made videos on in the past, or I will in the future, and that's because I'm always evolving, changing, and trying out new stuff. But one different change in attachment or perks isn't going to make that big of a difference, as long as each of the results would be good, right? So here we go. ICR. ICR it's your go-to gun if you want to kill people at range, and this gun just melts people straight up. You have 30 bullets in it. You have 35 bullets in it. Full auto assault rifle, basically perfect accuracy, no recoil. I want to run a red dot, and then with this setup, I go with just 2 attachments as far as grip 1 and grip 2. Grip 2 is great because you minimize the recoil when aiming before firing, which you should be doing like every single time with this ICR, because it's a long distance, medium distance AR, and then reduced flinch while aiming down sight, and you're going to be aiming down the sight pretty much every gunfight. Hipfire is trash in this game, especially on an AR, so basically reduces your flinch and gives you unlimited grip. This thing has no recoil at that point. Acoustic sensor, you'll see me use on, I think, 4 out of 5 of these class setups, because it's just so damn good. Enemies are easier to hear, plus it shows on your mini-map, a little 6th Sense thing from Black Ops 3, but with about 3 times the power of 6th Sense. It's just so amazing. You can track enemies, know when they're coming via visual and audio, because it shows on the map, the 6th Sense, and then in your ears, the extended audio. With this one, this class setup is revolved around staying alive, right? Like I said, with all these ones, because that's how you're going to get better at this game, and that's how you're going to go on streaks. Flak Jacket and Tac Mask. These 2 are basically your BS counters. Before, I thought you didn't need Flak Jacket in this game. I mean, you don't need it 100% of the time, but it's still great to have, and there's a lot of explosives going around. The one explosive that has the War Machine, the Cluster Grenade Specialist, you need counters for that. These 2 will counter most specialists for you, and you won't have to worry about that. Lightweight is good. I still like lightweight on AR, even though there is some great options in perk 2, and then Dead Silence, of course, paired with acoustic sensor. Next class setup here is the Vapor setup, and this one is more into a stealth class setup. So with my Vapor setup before, I believe it was suppressor, stock, and fast mags, which is great for gun-on-gun combat. But when going for a nuclear and when going for high streaks in this game, like I said, gun-on-gun combat is what's going to get you there, but you want to take your time, take it slow, and be able to have reloads between fights, especially when this has 35 bullets in each magazine, or 35 rounds in each mag, and that's the same thing the ICR had. You don't really need fast mags on this stuff. Vapor with a red dot, suppressor, and stock. So I'm mobile and I'm sort of low key. Acoustic sensor, and then like I said, you're staying low key on this class setup. So dead silence paired with ghost. This would be a great class setup against when people, the enemies have a lot of UAVs or controlling score streaks that are being called in. And of course, this is sort of your stealth sort of setup. It's not completely stealth, as I don't go all in, I don't go chips all in with cold-blooded and with engineer or something like that. But tac mask, gung ho are great. Tac mask, you already know, like I talked about in the first class setup, probably might be my favorite perk in the game. Tac mask, one of my favorites. Look how much it gives you resistance to. Basically, most of the specialist abilities you are resistance against. You have resistance against, and then gung ho. The key with this, it gives you little advantages here and there, but recover from sprint faster is a major key, and move at full speed when reloading is a slight key, as well as firing while sprinting and using equipment. Of course, your equipment right now, I don't use equipment on my setups because it's kind of just waste of points in my opinion. Especially, this is more for competitive, I would say, when you want to mix and master your specialist with the different equipment. But most of the time, just if you want a grenade, just go with the specialist that has the grenade, or the specialist that has the 9 bang. That's going to be better than the concussion, and the cluster is going to be better than the frag anyway. So that's what I say with far as that. Now, third class setup. This is the SMG one, and this is a setup where it's basically going all in with the GKS. Now, on my GKS class setup, I usually use just acoustic sensor, because acoustic sensor is my favorite gear. I'll use it on most class setups. But here I designed a class setup for people that like to play aggressive and rush with what I think is probably the best SMG at this point. This or the SOG 9mm are probably the top 2 SMGs, I would say. Maybe the MX9 as well. Those are top 3. And I invest with this thing with double grip. You guys already know what that does from earlier in the video, and quick draw and a red dot, going all in on gunfights. And what I mean by all in on gunfights is by using stim shot instead of acoustic sensor. This means that I'm going to want to fight more often, like this says, you heal faster and more often while maintaining control of your weapon. So this means that I want to run in there more often and get in more engagements, get in more fights, and heal up that quicker. I need that split second extra heal, and that's what stim shot's for. If you're going to run acoustic sensor, then you could play this a little bit differently, and that's what I'm trying to say. There's 2 different styles of play, and in my previous GKS video, I talked about the acoustic sensor version. You can do it with the stim shot as well, just it's a different play style. Tac mask, gung ho, dead silence, probably 3 of the strongest perks from each category. That's just what I'm going for here. I only have 3 options on perks. I just go all in with the 3 best ones I can think of. Next class setup here is the Rampart 17. This is a great one here. Reflex, high caliber 1, high caliber 2, and I'll talk about what those do. Increased damage to headshots, of course, gets you a lot of extra damage in those fights. You'd be surprised how many times you hit them with 1 bullet to the head. Even if it's not the killing blow, that extra damage is going to help you and make the difference in that fight. High caliber 2, increased damage to the upper chest. This class setup is great, and if for someone with superior aim that has that aim and can aim for that area of the player every single time, you're going to dominate with this setup. You're going to delete enemies faster than you can say hallelujah. This thing is a monster, bro. And then as the third attachment, it's either between fast mags or grip. I've gone both ways on different setups. It all depends. Honestly, I think grip might be the better option as of right now, because it pairs together with high caliber 1 and 2 so damn good, giving you that extra control of a gun that does kick around a little bit, or kick up and down, bounce around like a bouncy castle a little bit, and that is the Rampart 17, basically the Scar. Perks actually go with the exact same perks. I just see that as the last class setup, and that's basically because it comes down to, when creating your own class setup, it's going to come down to, and these setups are going to evolve throughout the year. I wish they had more perks in this game. That's my only option. And tac mask versus flak jacket. Tac mask counters more stuff, I feel, at this point, so I go with that. Gung ho versus dexterity or lightweight. I feel like getting your gun up quick is important. I'll go with gung ho, because I feel like you're gonna be Rampart. You want to be a little bit closer to them than the ICR, because that's how this gun works with more higher damage, right? And then dead silence, of course, I think is on every class setup. It's standard, especially with acoustic sensor. By making your footsteps quieter, they can't track you as well on acoustic sensor. They can't hear you as well. Plus, you can't hear yourself as well, which means you can hear enemies more. Very, very good key. Next is the swordfish. Now, the swordfish is a cool gun, and I put this as my 5th class setup. I'm going to do a full video on the swordfish. I'm still experimenting with it, so don't take this as the final class yet. This might be it. You know, I'm still messing around trying to figure out what I like best on this weapon. I really do like this weapon. Now, the operator mod for this thing is cool. The penta burst, but you have to actually use 3 things. You have to turn on the operator mod, which takes up 1 slot, and then activate the operator mod, which takes up the additional 2. So it's just trying to put that on is just so damn hard. So I like to use this, and what the operator mod does, it turns it from a 4-round burst to a 5-round burst. I don't think it makes that big of a difference. Most of the time you're 2 bursting anyway. I rarely ever get a 1 burst unless the enemy's weak. So this class setup, I basically go long barrel and quick draw. This does not have a stock. You have 36 mags. Reloading with a burst weapon, you don't really have to spam reloads as much. So long barrel and quick draw, 2 weapons to just help me win gunfights. This will help me win gunfights longer at a distance, and quick draw will help me win them at a close range, especially when I don't have a secondary. Acoustic sensor, and then I go in with flak jacket, tack mask. My second perk here, I go with skulker. Now, skulker allows you to move faster while crouched and prone. This setup is made for distance. You know, a burst weapon, you're going to want to keep them more at distance, especially with the long barrel. Quick draw is sort of just to help me in case I have to fight someone that surprises me because I have no other defense against it. So Skulker allows you to crouch and move around. If you've ever played Blackout, you know how good Skulker is. It's not as beefed up and good as it is in Blackout. Of course, the perks in that, they made them super duper strong because of the size of the map and the importance of the games and stuff. And then Dead Silent. So try to crouch when you're using this class setup and get some shots in. Definitely very, very good. These 5 class setups will help you guys get nuclears, will help you guys get higher kills, get 100+ gameplays if that's what you're going for. Do whatever you want to do in this game. Hope that you guys do check these ones out. Of course, you can customize them yourself, and these are 5 weapons that I'm rocking with. Check out my last video for the actual top 5 guns in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I actually talk about the top 5 weapons, so you definitely should check that out. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys made it to the end of the video, and have a great night, and I'm out. Peace.